But first, about Byju's. Well, there is more trouble in sight for Byju's. The Edtech major statutory auditors, Deloitte Haskins and Sells, have resigned because of their delay in the company's filing of their financial results. Byju's has now hired BDO, MSK and Associates as their auditors. Let's find out about these developments. My colleague Anurag Joshi has been tracking them. He's joining us from our Mumbai studios. Anurag, this has been one trouble point after another as far as Byju's is concerned, and the latest one is where we have an exit of their auditors and, of course, an appointment of new auditors. Tell us about the situation as it stands for Byju's.
Yeah, that's correct. So Deloitte Haskins and Sells has resigned as the statutory auditor of Byju's. Now, this is a very interesting development in the Byju's saga because Deloitte Haskins and Sells was supposed to be the auditor that was going to audit the financial statements of Byju's for the financial year ended March 31, 2022. Now those financial statements are yet to be released. Now the Deloitte Haskins Sells has been replaced by BDO and they will be auditing the FY22 statements. Now, in its resignation letter, Deloitte Haskins and Sells has mentioned that the financial statements for FY22 are long delayed, and that those statements were supposed to come out by September 30, 2022. Now, it's again interesting because last September, Byju's had released the FY21 results with a net loss of about 4,600 crore rupees.
Yes, indeed. These are troubling times for Byju's. Let's get further perspective on this. K. Ganesh is a serial entrepreneur and the promoter for Big Basket, Bluestone, Home Lane. This is indeed troubling times, Mr. Ganesh. Byju's troubles seem to be mounting. Their auditor, like my colleague was saying, Deloitte, they've decided to walk out because of these long delays in filing results. But, you know, even before that, it's been a tough ride for Byju's. It has been a rough 2022. There were valuation cuts by prominent investors. There were searches by the Enforcement Directorate. We've seen that legal battle that Byju's has currently had with lenders over their repayment terms. Besides, there were layoffs and funding that just doesn't seem to be coming through. What, according to you, ails Byju's?
Yeah, so it indeed has been one troubling news after the other for Byju's for many quarters now. It's really unfortunate because it is the highest valued Indian startup, edtech startup, even globally valued edtech startup. So it's something of concern to all of us in the Indian startup ecosystem. But before trying to beat somebody who is down or beat up on a company that is facing troubles, I think we should distinguish between what are the real troubles and what are just the perils of doing business or being in business. So I want to differentiate the two. For example, to be generous or to take the easier part, valuation of markdown valuation by investors in their book is required as a mark-to-market requirement. It's an accounting entry. Nobody has raised, Byju's has not raised money at a lower valuation. So something like markdown by some of the investors in the cap table of the valuation is purely accounting book exercise. Obviously it's not nice, but that's the state of the market. Public listed stock have all fallen down. So those are the easy thing to handle. Similarly, the layoffs, every company is laying off because the growth has not happened. They have also laid off. So that's also okay. But definitely concerning issues are the fact that you are taking your lender to court, you're not made payment. That is really troubling and troublesome. Similarly, if you take the ED rates, it's okay. ED has got a enforcement directorate, does have a responsibility to investigate and do that. Whether something happens or does not happen, I wouldn't attach too much of significance. But everything is negative. On this auditor resigning point per se, the fact that Deloitte was not signing off, there was a differences of opinion on revenue recognition, on the way revenue should be recognized, was quite well known. So per se, the resignation now and a new auditor appointment now, that development I'm not very concerned about. The fact that They have not been able to converse. They have not been able to file the audited returns by the due date. And there still is a lingering difference of opinion on accounting entries is really troublesome. And as the lenders who have filed the case have said, one of the covenants is timely filing of audited financial results.
Exactly.